Hey guys, so today we're going to be making the fingerless gloves, and I'm using this yarn here in the size 4. It's not a regular size 4. I don't know, this yarn was like really tough, if that makes sense, for the yarn texture. But you're going to need your scissors, your measuring tape, and your 4.25 millimeter crochet hook. We're going to start by doing a slip knot, and then we're going to do 25 stitches. I measured my wrist and it was measured to about 6.5 inches. You can go ahead and measure your wrist and see how long you have to make the stitches. I'm going to go ahead and do a slip stitch into the very first stitch that we did. And now I'm just going to go ahead and stitch 2, and the pattern is super simple and easy. You're going to skip one and go into the next, if that makes sense. You're gonna see here in the video I actually did 3 instead of 2, but I did fix that later on once I realized that 3 was too big. So you're gonna do stitch 2 and skip 1 stitch and go into the next, and you're just gonna do that all the way around for the entire thing until we get to the next part. So this is how it should look once you're done with your first row. And now you're just going to continue doing the same pattern, stitching 2, but now you're going to start going into each little square. So this one, as you can see, is too big, but I did go ahead and adjust the sizing, which is just stitching 2 and continuing. But this was the one that I tried that was stitching 3, and obviously, yeah, that wasn't gonna work, so I did fix that ahead of time for you guys, and you guys will also see that in the next portion of the video, so don't worry about that being too big. So let's just pretend that I'm stitching 2 on this part. Yeah, so you're just stitching 2 and you're going into each square. So I went and tried it on, and this is where I wanted to stop right there on my wrist. And I'm going to continue doing that simple pattern until I get to my thumb area, because I don't want it to be any longer than a little past my wrist, if that makes sense. So once you get your glove to the length that you want it to be, I'm now going to start the process of doing the thumb hole, and I'm just going to stitch 5, stitch that onto the next loop, and we're all done with that. I'm going to go ahead and try it on to see if my thumb fits through, and now we can continue the stitch 2 and go into that stitch pattern like normal. So now that we're about almost through with the glove, I'm just gonna go ahead and size it on my hand to see how much farther I should go. I don't want it past my fingers completely, maybe at my knuckles the most. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue doing our pattern until I get to my knuckles. So now that I've stitched some more and completed my work, I see that it's at the length that I want it to be. I'm very happy with how it looks on my hand. It's right below my knuckles and it's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the process of cutting off that additional yarn, and we're all done with the first glove. I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch it into the next loop and pulling that string and making it tighter. And I'm also going to go ahead and try and hide that extra string so that we don't have anything hanging off of the glove. Now I'm starting my other glove for my left hand, and I kind of didn't want to do just plain pink, so I wanted to add some type of color to it and make it a little cute. And I'm gonna start off with my 25 stitches like before, and we're gonna go ahead and continue that pattern. I am using two different yarn balls, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add on my pink, and we're just gonna go ahead and continue. So I'm just finally finishing that second glove, cutting off that extra string as well. And y'all, we are all done. I'm gonna go ahead and hide those extra pieces of string hanging out as well. And this is how you make the fingerless gloves. They are so cute. You can definitely do them in any color, any length that you want them to be. If you want them to be to your elbows, to the middle of your arm, it doesn't matter. It will be the same exact pattern. And I will see you guys on the next video.